Hey, Free Spirit Beaders. It's Kristen here with a new episode of Free Spirit Beading here on the SoftFlex Company YouTube channel. How are you guys all doing today? Hope everyone had a really nice weekend. And it's cooling off in your neck of the woods. We almost got rain yesterday. It looked dark, got windy. Nothing happened. I was pretty sad. I was really looking forward to it. But nevertheless, it did cool down a good 5 degrees today. So amazingly, that makes quite a big difference. We're going to be doing a simply strung bracelet in retro colors and some matching earrings to go with it. I'll be using our new Spice Market Czech glass bead mix, which is currently on sale for free with your $49 order, and that is good for retail and wholesale designer customers. If you do want to just purchase it, it's $10.49 for the bead mix, but if you get your shopping cart up to $49, the bead mix will be in there free, and at $50 also can get shipping within the US. Hi Becky, welcome. I had a lovely weekend. It was my birthday, so I got to just hang around, do whatever I wanted, and that included lots of painting. And I actually painted myself a vintage purse. Hi, is that Wildly Sexy? Hey Mary, hi Paulette. So I had picked up myself a vintage purse a couple of weeks back, and for my birthday, I borrowed some leather paints from a friend, and I got myself a brand new purse, all painted up, these beautiful leather acrylic paints. Has a cute tassel on it too. And I was looking at the bead mix before the video, and I realized that the colors in here are very close to the Spice Market bead mix. It's got deep burgundies, some oranges, greens, yellows. The only thing that's an addition here is some purple, some lavender. So you can see actually adding a little bit of lavender with this fall color mix is a nice addition. Hi Lydia. Becky says, pretty, thank you. So I was very excited to spend some time playing and being creative, and now I have a brand new, to me, vintage purse. And maybe that's what's got me on sort of this retro color palette vibe today as well. Thanks Lydia, thanks SoftFlex Company. So this is our huge Czech glass mix. We're gonna open this up. I'll show you all the fun colors and shapes that you can get in here. And then I pulled out some of the greens and oranges to go with my retro mid-century modern color palette today. In addition, we're gonna be working with our new ammonite spiral beads. If you remember last week, we made this beautiful necklace, beachy vibe necklace, and this is with the turquoise ammonite spiral beads. Today I'm going to be using the jade color, and then I'm also going to show you guys the beige color I've got here. Hi, Rochelle from Trini. Hi Trini from Texas, good to see you. So let's go ahead and flip you guys to the beading table and look at some beads and some other new good stuff we've got in store here. Okay, so first thing I'm going to show you is actually the ammonite spiral beads. So we're going to be working with the the jade color today. That is this one. So pretty. But I also wanted to show you the beige. This is the beige color, and we actually have 4 colors of this. I have, of this particular bead, I have 3 here with me. So we've got the turquoise, the jade, the beige, and a blue. This beige one is almost sold out. It's the closest one to being sold out. So I wanted to just give you guys a heads up on that. And it's probably because it just goes so unbelievably well with our Spice Market bead strand and our Spice Market design kit, both of which the strand and the kit have now sold out. So they're currently sold out online, and we will introduce a new bead strand and a new kit at the end of the month, August 26th, I believe. The last Wednesday of the month is when we'll have a new strand and kit out. So we've got that. We also have a few of the mystery Czech glass bead strands left. We had done a couple weeks ago, we did a promotion with these, and we had hundreds in stock. Lots of people grabbed a bunch of them. And we've got about 13 of these left. And once they're gone, they're gone. Just a fun little thing to pick up for $5, $4.99, I believe. You can just throw them in your cart if you're trying to get up to that $49 to get your free bead mix. This is a great little item to add on there. This is something new since the last time we talked. This is a new Silver Silk and More capture chain and findings kit. We had one of these around the holidays in silver, and we just now got, and those are totally gone, we just now got this beautiful copper. It's called Shimmering Copper, and it just goes so well with all these fall tones, bringing us into the autumn season. It comes with 3 feet of, this is the Silver Silk chain. It's a beautiful chain. You can go to Silver Silk and More on YouTube and see lots of different ways that Nile can use it, as well as we have tons of ways on our blog that you can use this product. And so you get 3 feet of that. You also get some matching jump rings and lobster clasp, and you get these single strand end caps that go on the end. So you just crimp these down on the end of your chain, and then you can attach to your jump rings and your clasp. So it's a great little set. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I do plan to use this. I was thinking about using it today, but we have some something else coming up in a couple weeks that I think it's going to be great for. So I'm going to hold off and put that aside for then. I'm going to be using some of our Hammertone line for the earrings. We're going to make, today we're going to make this sweet little earring, and you'll see this has got a gorgeous tiara cast Hammertone ring in copper. This is the medium size. I think, I don't remember what size this one is. 12 maybe, around 12 millimeter. They come in 3 sizes. I'll show you here. This is the smallest, it's about 8 millimeter. And you'll see we've got them in gold, copper, blackened antique brass, and a rhodium silver. This is the middle size, which I think is about 12 millimeter. And that's the one I'm using today in the copper, but we've got them all in the same colorway as that one. And this one is the large, which I've used a few times because we've had this one the longest. I think this is about 25, 26 millimeter in size. And I just wanted to share with you that we've got a bunch of the meadow tones back in. They've been hard to keep these in stock, and with everything going on with the pandemic, the manufacturers had a tough time getting to them because they were actually shut down for a number of months. So now we're at the point where we're starting to get all of our stock replenished. So if you've been waiting on a particular color or size of these, go check them out. We got another shipment just in, and you may find that it's there now. So I'm going to use this one. This is the medium, and it's the copper. I love the distressed look of these findings, and that's what we're going to use on our earrings today. So SoftFlex is saying the small is 8.6, the medium is 13 millimeters, and the large is 25 millimeters. Thank you. I was close on all of them, but not quite there. And then these are a little toggle that matches. It's in that same distressed hammertone texture. I'm going to use this one today to match the earrings, and this will be the clasp on our bracelet. What's nice about these is they do have two sides. So they've got a nice smooth side and they have a textured side. So you can mix and match depending on the design you're working on, which side you want to showcase. So that's the one I'm planning to use, but we also have a larger toggle that matches this product line as well. So that's called the ellipse toggle, and I think the other one's called the maker. The one I showed before, the smaller one I'm going to use, is called the maker, and this one's called the ellipse. So a couple of options, all at softflexcompany.com for any of those findings. I said I'm going to use the small ring, and I'm going to use the maker's clasp. And then I've just got some copper ear wires here. We have quite a bit of ear wires on closeout right now. So if you check our ear wire section online, you can take a look. All of our closeout items are marked down 30% off. So great time to grab anything. Once they're gone, they're gone. They're just items that we don't plan to carry in the future. So we've moved them out into closeout. All right, let's put down my bead mat here and let's take a look at what is in this mix. So this is the Czech Glass Spice Market bead mix. That's $10.49 online if you want to purchase it, but it is free if you get your order to $49, and that ends tomorrow, August 18th at midnight Pacific time. And there are so many fun beads in here. First, I'll just pick out, we've got some of these like pearly orange. They almost look like, yeah, they almost look like a glass pearl. There's a couple of those. And these bead mixes come in one huge bucket. We scoop them out and put them into these packages based on weight. So what you'll see here is reminiscent of what the bead mix has in it, but you may not get the exact same mix. So you may get more of one bead, less of another bead. You might get a bead shape and color that I'm not showing here, and you might not get something that I am showing here, but for the most part you're getting all of the same colorway. So you're getting the greens and yellow, golden tones, the reds, oranges, and you're just getting an assortment of this kind of stuff. I thought this was really fun. This was like a one-off, interesting little bead, would be great for a focal. Here's some more orange shapes. Oh, I almost caught that one. I am in love with this particular bead. It is a matte finish and it's kind of a garnet spinel color. I'm speaking of like SoftFlex color wires, so it's like got that garnet spinel tone to it. Becky says, I love autumn colors. Me too. They are just so luscious. These are some really pretty large golden yellow beads. I got 2 of this one, so this might make a cute little pair earrings or something, but they're like little drops. They've got 1 hole. And they're a neat, almost like kind of a Simon, you know that game Simon? Kind of has that shape to it. Now I'm thinking of retro games. Then you've got some amber, some beautiful amber colors. So there's these spikes in there. This is sort of a, I don't know if it'd be considered, and I'm not sure what color this is. It's kind of dusty rosish, a little bit on the brown side, but they're like little nuggets. They're smooth-sided. They're faceted, but they're smooth. So they're kind of like little nuggets. These are really pretty. I got a bunch of these amber toned flat beads that have like a little tiger effect on them. Also some stars. And then I got some sparkly things too. So these are very sparkly fire polish, like yellow. It's kind of a softer yellow tone, and then there's some deeper yellow tones in there too. And then I got these, which is a more golden amber fire polish. I got a bunch of those. And I got a bunch of green fire polish too. So these are really sparkly greens. Lovely. This is another beautiful, this would match my vintage purse really well. It's like a deep garnet little triangle. And then you got a few more different shapes in those garnety colors. So you've got teardrops, rounds, lots of triangles, or I should say diamonds, not triangles. They're a diamond shape. They're just like a soft diamond shape. So tons and tons of beautiful beads. These are some lovely drop daggery beads. They would be wonderful for leaves if you were doing a little weaving design and you wanted some leaves. These would work. Or even a stringing design. Those would work really well. Hi, Wendy, welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight. All right, so let's see, we got some of these too. I didn't show you yet. So these are really pretty, like citrine color. Little citrine daggers. Lots and lots of good stuff. Tons of beads, lots of shapes, gorgeous all mixed together. And then of course you can always separate things out and pair up certain colors for different designs like I am doing today. Hi Liz, welcome. Glad you made it. I know I'm a lot later now. Got to get used to the new time. So no longer at 12. I'm not on till 3 p.m. Pacific time now. Joyce, yeah. Oh, I'll show it to you real quick. I have the camera a little zoomed in, so let me see what it looks like. Woo! Here, I'll zoom back out. There we go. So I picked up this vintage leather purse over at a thrift store near me. It's got a great pattern on one side, and then I painted the other side. And I think the colors are perfect for the spice market. I'm gonna have to make a necklace or bracelet or earrings specifically based on that. Joy says, cool, thanks. Yeah, I ended up using some leather acrylic paints, and they worked out really, really beautifully. Had a nice little finisher on it. But from what I read, you could use regular acrylic paint too. So, you know, if you have something laying around, some leather, an old little bag or little zipper pouch or something, you can give it a try with acrylic paints, and then you probably just need to get a sealer and you'd be all set. So these are some beads I pulled out from the bead mix that I'm gonna use for the bracelet today. So I pulled out these really pretty, I just loved these like opaque oranges. I thought they were, I think that's where I got my little retro vibe from, is they had these opaque, there's two pearly ones, so I'm gonna use 2 of them on the bracelet, and the rest of them are all opaque, and one little barrel, actually 2, so I've got a pair of all the things that I want to use. And then I've got a couple of these soft yellow little beads. Again, these all came in the Spice Market bead mix. And then a bunch of these little flowers. They are like little flower spacers. So they're about a rondelle shape, but they have just little flowers, really cute. So I'm using those as spacer beads. And these big ones, these came in the mix too. Linda, hello, first time catch me live. Well, welcome, glad you're here. Becky says, I need a bag like that. Oh, check out the thrift stores, Becky. There were so many, I was really surprised, and they were in great shape too. And of course, it was only a couple of dollars. Gail says, I love your painting on the bag you bought, thank you. Joyce, I'm not artistic enough, but I have done dirty pours on canvas bags. Dirty pours are really fun and gorgeous. I have a friend who is a pour artist, and she makes beautiful, beautiful designs. And it is an artistic medium. So you are artistic by doing pours as well. And then these are the Ammonite spiral beads we're gonna use for today's bracelet. Let's see if I can put these on my background here without them rolling away from me. All right, that looks good. So once you got your beads figured out, then you need your wire, and I am gonna be working with SoftFlex medium 0.019 diameter in our citrine color. I thought this would be a nice little fun pop of orange on the bracelet and the earrings. So if you're not familiar with SoftFlex, we are a beading wire manufacturer, and our product is made from stainless steel, and it's micro braided. It's got color on there drawn right into the nylon, so it's never going to flake or chip or peel off or anything like that. Super flexible, really easy to work with. The medium diameter is our all-purpose. It's for glass, mineral, metal beads, and basically is good for most of your designs depending on what you tend to do. I tend to be a stringer that uses all different materials, and so medium is my go-to, and the medium wire is where we've got tons of different colors. We've got 26 or so different colors to choose from. So I am going to go with citrine today. Joyce is very easy to use, loves SoftFlex. Thanks, Joyce. Yeah, we think so too. It's just a really great quality product. So I started stringing here. I've got a little mini bead stopper clipped onto my wire. So that's really handy to have these bead stoppers. We've got them in the mini size like this, or we have the regular size, which is larger. And you just squeeze them. They have a little spring. You squeeze them, slide it onto your wire, and then that protects your design from having your beads roll away from you when you're mid-working or you're trying to check sizes. I'll just take the bead stopper off. And all of these beads, with the exception of these two ammonite spirals, are from the Czech glass bead mix, the Spice Market bead mix that I showed you. So I've got 1/2 of my toggle strung. I've got it crimped. Let me put this back on actually, and let me just show you. So I've got the 1/2 of my toggle, and then I have it crimped with a 2x2 millimeter crimp tube using the magical crimping pliers, and this is a SoftFlex crimp tube in the copper color, again strung on the citrine wire. Now I'm just going to continue the pattern on the right side. So my next bead I'm going to pick up is this pearly orange, then one of these rondelle flowers in green, an ammonite bead. I don't know, I think I'm saying that right, ammonite. I feel like I always spell it wrong, so I might say it wrong too. And just one of these little yellow buttery beads right next to this large green glass bead. And I want to show you why I'd like to do that. In this case, the little bead kind of falls into the glass bead, and where the placement is on my bracelet, it made for a very nice transition of the bend to have that little one in there. So that's why I added it. So after the big one, I've got the larger of the orange rounds. Another little spacer, rondelle. Oh, another runaway bead. One of those ammonite spirals. It's inevitable. I think I drop a bead every single video, and now I've done 2 today. 2 dropped beads. Then the orange tube bead, and lastly another one of these little rondelles. Now I'm going to clip my bead stopper back onto my wire just like that, and just test to see where my bracelet is fitting. And that is another wonderful thing about your bead stoppers, is that you can test. And I look like I am just right. I'll probably leave a little bit of a larger loop on the other side so I have a little space. Oh no, your dog finds your runaways. Does he bring them back to you, or does he enjoy them? Do you have to go snag them from him? Becky says, I drop a bead every time I go to do something with them, right? It's just one of those crafting hazards, I guess. So now I'm gonna string on our tiny 2x2 millimeter crimp tube in copper. And then I'm gonna string on, no, you have to take them away, yeah. It would be so nice if he would just bring them right back to you, right? Just have a little bowl that he can just drop the beads into, he or she. Wouldn't that be great? So now I went back down, took my wire back down through my crimp tube to create this nice loop that's connecting to my maker's clasp. Yeah, I wish, yeah. I think that would be a great thing to be able to train your dog to do, huh? Didn't think of it when he was younger, he or she was younger. Joyce says, when my lab realized they were not treats, they started leaving them alone. Yeah, they just said, this isn't for me, huh? This isn't giving me what I want. So once I've got my crimp on there, you just want to bend your bracelet into a circle shape before you crimp, making sure that you've got a good amount of slack on the wire to allow it to bend easily. You don't want that to be too tight because, well, for one thing, you may have a hard time actually putting it on. If you crimp this straight, you won't be able to put it in this particular shape. And the other thing is leaving a little bit of space just allows there to be less tension, less likely to have any issues where something's too tight and then it just sort of snaps because the tension is just too much to bear. So you want to make sure there's a little bit of space in your wire to move things around. It's a good rule of thumb just to put it in that circle shape, make sure it goes nicely, and if it doesn't, give yourself a little bit more wire slack until it does. And then you're ready to crimp. Wendy said she would eat them if she didn't get them. Oh, that's a bummer. So you really have to be careful and watch her and make sure that she's not getting her hands on them. Okay, so now that I am happy where my crimp is and the loop is, I'm gonna go ahead and use my magical crimping pliers. So magical crimping pliers take a 2x2 millimeter crimp tube and they turn it into a sweet little round bead. And it only works with 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes. You want to make sure you're using good quality crimp tubes like the ones you can get at softflexcompany.com. Ours are double the wall thickness, most on the market, and they're seamless, so they're not going to pop open. You do want to be using fine or medium wire, and you need to have 2 wires running through like I do with an end here. So there's 2 wires running through my crimp. So you want to get your crimp right in the center of that notch. You'll see there's 1 notch. You get your crimp right in the center, give it a good squeeze, and what it'll do is it'll pinch the corners. So now it looks like a little puff square. I'm going to take that square and I'm going to turn it 90 degrees and place it back into my tool, or you can turn the tool 90 degrees. One or the other. You just want to be going in the opposite direction that you were going before. Give it another squeeze, and then I roll that crimp. You want to make sure it stays in that little pocket. Roll the crimp and pump it around a few more times. And now it turned that into really nice little bead. And using my flush cutters, go ahead and trim off the excess wire right at the crimp. I have the flat side of my flush cutter pushed all the way up to the crimp. Joyce has not yet perfected the roll. Yeah, the roll is kind of hard because if it gets a little out of whack, then you end up kind of smashing it, and that's really sad. But when you get the roll just right, oh my gosh, it really cinches it down, makes that perfect little circle, and tightens it up really nicely. So there is a retro, mid-century modern color scheme, simple strung bracelet. And now we'll make a pair of earrings to match. Speaking of these colors, I think I just snagged, I shouldn't say I think, I did. I just snagged a pair of chairs in this beautiful green that looks just like this. So excited about that. I will pick them up this weekend, most likely. I can't wait. I love green. It's one of my favorite colors. I find it really soothing to have around me. Joyce and Wendy, so pretty. Jinx, yeah. All right, let me see which one of these did that must have been that one. So we're gonna make this earring here. So I just need one of those. One of these. I have this guy here. And a copper ear wire. Gail says green is her favorite color too. I just love it. I'm sure it's trees and leaves and all of that stuff brings back soothing memories for me. I just have always been a big fan of green. I love blues and stuff too, but yeah, I'm excited. So I got some green chairs, yay, that are gonna be this color, and they should be coming this weekend. All right, so what am I gonna do first? I think first thing you wanna do is, when I did the first earring, I just wanted to check and make sure that I could hook on this connector right onto the ear wire. So I'm using a pair of chain nose pliers, and I'm going to twist my wrist to open that up. And then slide that connector right on there. Grab a hold of that loop and then twist my wrist back to close it up tightly. And so I just did that first because you want to make sure that you can connect it without it being weird, and then it's going to hang nice before I moved on to the next part of the earring, just in case I had to change that up a little bit. So the next part of the earring, I'm going to use SoftFlex beading wire to create a dangle. I'm just going to take my wire through the connector. I'm going to add a crimp tube on the one end, and then I'm going to take the other end back through the crimp tube, creating a loop, just like so. Just like you would if you were connecting a clasp. And I want to check my first pair of earrings and make sure that I'm doing a loop similar in size so that your earrings are close. We're going to use these magical crimpers again. Place the crimp right in the center. Give it a good squeeze. You'll see it'll pinch the corners. We're going to turn it. place it back into the center notch of that notch. That's the key, is getting it in the center, and then you're gonna roll it around. So I try, if I lift it up here, I'm not taking the crimp out of that center spot at all. I'm just squeezing it and then rolling it, and then squeezing it and then rolling it. So it stays in that center. And the trouble arises if it pops out over here and then you squeeze and now you've got it all funky. So you want to make sure it's in there and you're kind of rolling it in there. And then I'm going to trim off the short end. You could put that aside. You're going to need that. So I'll put that aside. String on the green bead, the orange bead, and then the other crimp at the bottom. And this is where this little piece comes in handy again. Let me grab it. So you're gonna take this little piece you had cut up before and you're gonna slide it in that crimp. And I have to do that because, like I said earlier, this crimping tool wants 2 strands of wire. So if I just left the one strand and tried to crimp it, it would never get tight enough and the crimp would just slide right off. So now I've got my little cheat strand in there and the original strand I strung on. Go ahead and crimp again. Make sure it's on there, and then trim off all of the little bits of wire. And I want to get right in there. Be careful not to cut the strand that the beads are hanging on, and then you can even cut away the bottom, just leaving it with the crimp at the bottom. Super simple, cute, fun, little mid-century modern colorway bracelet and earrings for today. Thanks, Joyce. Let me go ahead and turn you guys back up. Woo. And let's try on the earrings. I was afraid they might be, well, when I first was designing them, I kept getting them longer and longer, but then I felt like this was a decent size. It wasn't too much, it wasn't too little. Like Goldilocks' porridge, just right. So really pretty. The mix, like I said, is gorgeous. You know, you can pull out greens and oranges, you can pull out golds and oranges, you can pull out just the reds and oranges, or vice versa. You can do greens and golds or greens and reds. So lots of different options of putting them either all together. I think Sarah did a face mask on Saturday where she used them kind of mixed all together, and she did a face mask lanyard. So if you guys haven't checked out that video posted on Saturday, and it's gotten a lot of interest. You know, we're all having to wear face masks now when we're going out, and so super timely to make something nice and beaded that you can keep your lanyard close by. And I know for me, when I come out of the store, I tend to throw it in my purse, and I really don't like doing that because now I'm having to open up my purse and I stuff it in there and it's touching all sorts of other stuff. And so I really think making a lanyard after sometime this week or so would be good, that I could just wear my mask, take it off, and then when I get home, I can remove it from the lanyard, throw it in the wash, and I'm not stuffing it in my bag or stuffing it somewhere else, and then not really paying attention if I'm getting things dirty. So I think lanyard would be a great way. Sarah also suggested she does a lot of walking in her neighborhood. I'm not doing that right now because it's just so hot, but when she goes out for a walk, you know, you might not be wearing a mask when you're walking, but when you come up to somebody or you're gonna pass someone, you might wanna put it on, and having it hanging on you, you just kind of have it easily and readily available. So I thought that was really a great project. So check that out. Yeah, feeling contaminated, I know I do that too. And then I feel like, oh, I'm touching my zipper, I'm touching the bag, and you know, and then so I just feel like the lanyard makes so much sense to have it somewhere where you can take it off when you get outside to put your stuff away, and you don't necessarily stuff it somewhere right away, because I know that's what I'm doing at the moment. Linda said, good demo of the magical crimper. I purchased one and had difficulty. I think we should have some success after this refresher. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad. I hope you do. I know they do definitely take practice, but I will say it's one of those things that once you get it and you feel it, I just always, I can feel, but when I push down and I crimp, I know if I made a boo-boo, because I can feel it like right away. So you really just need to keep practicing, and you'll get to the point where you can feel that crimp sit right in that little notch, and you'll know, okay, I've got it in the place. I've got it right in there. I tend to mess up on the days where I'm not really paying attention, or maybe I'm on video and I'm talking and I'm not really focused on feeling that crimp go right in that little notch. That's the key. And now I'm at the point where I don't really have to look at it. I can, like I said, I could just feel like, oh, it popped in there. It sort of sunk right in. It feels like it locked in place. And that just takes practice. It just takes being comfortable and using the tool over and over again till you get to a point where you know, okay, that's how it's supposed to feel when I get it done the right way. Liz says, I thought it was a good demo as well. Wendy says, good. Awesome, I'm glad. I will, now that I figured out how to zoom in on the phone camera, I think that made a big difference in you guys being able to see what I was doing today. So I hope that helped. Have a wonderful week. I will see you guys here again at 3 p.m. Pacific time next Monday. Remember, $49 order, get that free bead mix, or just pick it up for $10.49. We've got the mystery strands, we've got the ammonite beads, what else? The silver silk is new. And if you liked today's video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe and hit that little notification button so that you guys are notified when we are live or when we post a new video. If you're on a mobile device, you may need to do your notifications in the settings. I know I've heard some people say that they're not being notified, and it could be that when you're on your phone or your iPad or a tablet of that kind, you have to actually go to your settings and look for the YouTube app and turn on notifications in there. So it's not quite as intuitive as just being on a computer. And then you can hit the bell here. All right, guys, have a wonderful week. Thanks again, and I will see you next Monday. Check out Sarah on Wednesday. Do we have a live sale tomorrow? Or is that next week? If we do, I should have said something sooner. On Thursday. Maybe that's what threw me off. Okay, we have a live sale on Thursday, August 20th at 1 p.m. Over on the SoftFlex Facebook page. So for those of you that like our live sales, mark your calendars, come join us over there on the SoftFlex Facebook page on Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And it's from Mike's personal collection. We kind of flip-flop back and forth. You know, this one's Mike's personal collection, which is a lot of unique, interesting beads. Joy says, oh geez, I spent too much. I know. I actually didn't win any of my bids on the last sale. I bid on I tried to get a couple of things, and I I didn't win. And I was sad, but at the same time, I was like, well, I guess it just wasn't meant to be because now I don't have to pay you guys anything. I'll wait till the next one and see what comes up that looks fun next time. All right, have a great one. See you guys next Monday. Bye.